Call hello Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Makakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone of well. I am not a member, however, I've entered into their labors. Peace and mercy to these sincere brothers and sisters doing this wherever you are, whatever your lot may be. This is a long, I think it's like almost 7.5 minutes. But I'm going to do my best to let her, grow through it, and we'll get scriptures as they come. But this is really just another, I guess we can call it like a prophecy watch or warning, right? That movie, and it came out almost 2 years ago, Civil War, that came out in 2024. You're starting to see the groundwork being laid for that, right? Because before it was red versus blue, right? So, politics are the average Edomites, Crips and Blood. And they're starting to see that it was never about that, but the veil has been lifted, right? The man of sin has been revealed, and his true colors have been shown. And pretty soon here, even the average everyday E is going to see what it feels like to be treated how Jake has always been treated here, and also ushering in of Jacob's trouble. Okay, so that we'll get Jeremiah 30 and 7, but we'll grab it when we get to it, or when she gets to it. Okay, so let's let her do her thing, and I'll try not to stop it. I'll try to let it play all the way through, maybe even double time. So if you hear it speed up, that's not you, it's me.
Listen to me good, because it's going to be a lot of information coming at you fast, but it's super important that everybody in the United States hear this. You can download it, you can share it, you don't need to tag me. It is just information that you guys need. When the big beautiful bill was signed into legislation via Congress, it allocated $170 billion. That's already happened to ICE, to the Department of Homeland Security. There is another bill that Congress is about to pass for another $28 billion to go to the FBI as well as ICE. ICE now has the largest law enforcement budget. It is larger than all law enforcement agencies combined. Okay,
and it's already been proven who is training with ICE, right? They, the first two letters of that of those acronyms. The first letter of that acronym matches another 3-letter acronym that is not domestic, and they are trained by you get it.
Why are they funneling them so much money? They are building their own private prison system. This is already underway. It is already being done. It is overseen by the FBI. They don't answer to the judges. They don't answer to anybody but the President of the United States. So the President of the United States of America will have his own prison system. It is an industrial prison system. He profits off of people being in jail, okay? That's how the American prison system has always worked.
Right. And this will be even more ramped up when this is Revelation 2. I want to leave it on here and read it on another screen. So this is Revelation 2 and 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Right. And so the operative word there is being cast into some sort of prison, some sort of holding. Some of us may not. We don't know, right? The only thing that we do know is that we ought to maintain our faith and our integrity, and continue to strive to be pleasing and contrite, and always keeping Yahweh Bashim Yahushai at the forefront of our thoughts. All right, and you can always easily get distracted with the daily things of this life, but remember what's coming. Okay, you remember that the earth is still in the wicked's hands currently, right? It is being transferred, and he is going to fall. But before he does, there will be a great insurrection. That Jacob's trouble is everyone's trouble, but they want Jake. They really want to get Jake. All right, everybody else is just simply extras. They're I don't know. They just extra. Okay.
ICE agents are able to act with full impunity, and they are going to get paid for imprisoning you. ICE agents are also being trained by the IDF, which is the Israeli Defense Forces. The IDF is the Israeli army that is responsible for committing the genocide against Palestine. I'll let you fall down the rabbit hole and watch all of the footage of all of the horror they are inflicting upon the Palestinian people. But these are the people responsible for training ICE in crowd responses. So ICE's job is to specifically antagonize the American citizens so that they can act with full impunity, whether it's murdering them or imprisoning them. If they
Perfect victim villain. It is their tactic. You can tell that is the tactic of you know who. Okay? Throw rocks, hide the hand, or do something to themselves and blame somebody else. And make no mistake. All right, the rest of the population will fall victim to this, but their goal, their main ones that they want the children of Israel, so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American. They will be gunning for us.
murder you, then they get rid of what they would consider a dissenter. If they imprison you, then they have a slave to make money off of. Either way, your interactions with ICE guarantee that the president makes more profit off of the citizens of the United States of America, and the most cruelest army we have seen in modern history is the one responsible for training ICE, but it doesn't stop there. Larry Ellison and Peter Thiel are American billionaires who are Israeli Zionists. They are outwardly donating money to the IDF, the Israeli Defense Forces. They are in support of Israel and the current genocide happening to Palestine. These are American billionaires, and they are billionaires by way of developing AI surveillance software. Currently, Israel and the IDF are using this AI surveillance software to help implement the genocide. It's also used in the United Kingdom for their digital ID, and ICE agents are already illegally using AI surveillance software provided to them by Israeli Zionists.
And you will be made an offender for a word, right? How much more those, okay, so people, if you don't agree, right, you're just somebody in the world that doesn't agree with tyranny, and you will be, dealt with. You will be labeled a dissenter, right? Dehumanization already. How much more when you prophesy the downfall of a kingdom that, when they think that their house will continue forever? How much more harder you think they want to come for somebody like that? Right? I mentioned Jacob's trouble. Let me go ahead and get it. It's Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Who is that he? Prayerfully, those of us listening, learning, preaching, and teaching in sincerity and in truth, right, of the elect, that 144,000 in a mixed multitude, right? The ones who, let me just keep going. Let's let it go, because it's kind of long.
All of this is intertwined. And if you're just new to this, Peter Thiel is also currently investing in offshore AI equipment that will mine minerals and gold in Greenland, anticipating the president is going to invade. So all of this is undoubtedly for the profit of the ruling billionaire class. What does that mean if you're a Trump supporter? It means this has fuck all to do with immigration. What does this mean if you're not a Trump supporter? It means that as an activist or even just a liberal, you are a dissenter. You are a target, and they very much have the surveillance software they need to determine who you are, where you live, and furthermore, target you. Now, I know a lot of you gung-ho Republicans are thinking, well, the army is going to come and save the American people. No, it's not. The Secretary of the Department of Defense is a man by the name of Steven Feinberg. Steven Feinberg is a Zionist. Steven Feinberg owns the second largest bank in Israel. Steven Feinberg owns an American company. He is a billionaire. It is called Capital Management. Capital Management's sole purpose is to provide privatized military contracts to the United States Department of Defense, which he is the secretary of. It's also massively important that we remind Americans they just failed their financial audit and can account for $506 billion of American taxpayer money that was budgeted to the Department of Defense.
Just wicked. Wicked. All of that taxpayer, well, we know where it went. But, for the sake, for sake's sake, it was lost. It's simply just lost. But we all know where it went, who it went to. Okay, Actually, let me let her keep going. Well, and then I'll get into second Esdras 15.
Defense. Why am I saying all of this? It's more likely that the Army would pair with the FBI, ICE, and IDF to further oppress citizens of the United States. They have made it very well known via Project 25 and Project 26 that they intend on getting rid of 100 million Americans. 100 million Americans is roughly 1/3 of the population in the United States of America. These people are now financed to commit a genocide, capable and willing to commit a genocide, and are operating with the backing, training, and also planning of people who are actively committing a genocide. There has
So you not only is it easier if this is the case, I don't know. I mean, it seems on brand, but if I don't, we don't have the specifics. But if that is the case, I would imagine that they would want, because all roads leads to the CHIP, right? And they would want anybody that would oppose it. They don't want won't give it. Good grief. They don't want those who would deny the name, the MARK, the image, all of that, to put any ideas in the head of the otherwise docile sheep. So they would want to get rid of anybody who would, be able to put in the minds of, folks to say, don't do it, don't take it, don't let them, do the injectable for the detectable. Right? It's easier, and it's also easier, I guess, if you wipe out 1/3 of the population, which they want to do over the entire globe. Right? You remember the Georgia Guidestones that were struck, I believe, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, maybe even more than that. I don't know. But the one on the Georgia Guidestones was a reduction in population. Why? Because a smaller population is easier to control. So, maybe they're doing it here on a smaller scale to, iron out the kinks. Because if you can do it here, I guess you can pretty much do it anywhere.
Has never been a greater risk for the genocide of the citizens of the United States of America than there is at present. It does not matter what your political affiliation is. When AI surveillance kicks in, you will not have free speech. You will not have the constitutional right to peaceful assembly. You will not have the right to bear arms. You will not have freedom of press. And you will not have taxation with representation, because they are adamantly and vigorously funding a police authoritarian state while you don't have health care, while you don't have FEMA relief, while your children's Department of Education for the entire United States of a whole was defunded and funneled into the Department of Labor. They are intentionally letting you know that you and your children will be slaves if you are a Trump loyalist with none of your constitutional rights. And that is the best case scenario for those of you who have white skin in the United States of America. For the rest of everybody else, whether you're an activist, whether you're a Democrat, whether you're a minority, whether you're a woman, whether you're a
whether you proclaim the name Yahweh by Yahweh Shai, especially those. And if if this word was allowed to continue, and that is why the believers are saying, how long, right? The Lord is going to speed this up even more. He's going to have this red horse who's allowed to take peace on the earth. He's going to let him turn up, because it is our job to continue to pray without ceasing, and say, how long? When are you coming? Look what he's doing here to the earth. Everything that you said, it is good, he's ruined. You are supposed to pray, hasten the day. If you are comfortable here, you ought to reevaluate. You need to do some serious searching on if you are comfortable here in this present time. But if this place was allowed to continue even another 20 years, they won't stop. They don't know he is a hammer, right? The book of Isaiah tells you the hammer. He is the hammer of the earth, right? And everything is a freaking nail. And they will, even if a nail is flush with the surface it was supposed to be hammered into, they will keep hammering. until that board breaks. All right, so first it's the CHIP, and then you've gone too many times outside of your 15-minute radius, and they'll put a shock something in it when you go outside of your your cordon, or you've eaten your allotted carbon intake because you ate red meat 2 times a week. Go find some crickets, nigga. He won't stop. He is as death. All right, he enlarges himself as hell. And she's made her point. We got what we need to get from her. Let me just finish out here with 2nd Esdras 15. We are here. So close, and man, in the flesh it's scary, but in the spirit it is exciting. But that is just the duality that we live in, right? That's just something, that's the condition of the battle. All right. This is 2nd Esdras 15:5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth. And, who is at the forefront of that? And their hurtful works are fulfilled. And he almost has fulfilled his hurtful works. Therefore, saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and the righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. Right? And therefore, saith Yahweh, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led like a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. And of course, Egypt symbolically is where we're at now, right? This is the daughter of Babylon, Sodom and Gomorrah, Rome 2.0. This is Egypt is symbolic for bondage, right? Mizraim. And we are in bondage, and we, like I said earlier, if this place was given another hell, even another 10 years, you would see what bondage truly is. You would beg for death, or you would just off yourself. Because it'd be better just be in the spirit world than to live under such technological tyranny. It would be a literal hell, worse than where we already at. You can't even imagine. Because there's no way to put yourself in the mind of a completely soulless, wicked devil and how far they will go. Verse 11, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundations of it shall be smitten with the plagues, and the punishment that Yahweh shall bring upon it. All right, and it goes in to say they that till the ground, okay, the seed shall fail. And I'm going to go to verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people, and we will see that here pretty soon, shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. You see in martial law, and you're seeing dissent and sedition among men, especially the more and more crimes that the 3-letter agency commits, where they will just continue to push people into the corner, and eventually you will have they're going to have that civil war that has been prophesied first on on the right hand side, but the left, they try to do their own thing. They try to be their own types of prophets, but it's already been ordained. You are in the hands of the Lord, right? Who is a master chess player. Okay, so everything, even if you think that you are making your own way, you're not. You are simply fulfilling prophecy, and it doesn't matter the in-betweens. The end result will never, ever change. I'll go ahead and read the rest. I'll probably stop at like 20. Verse 17, a man, we already read that. Verse 18, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And you see, we have manufactured famines well on the way. All right, all of these things are happening, well on their way. Behold, saith Yahweh, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, and from the east. And okay, no, or we read what we read. So yeah, that's what I needed was 19. Let's see. Is there anything else? All right, yeah. So the point has been made, and that's our. I guess it's Thursday, or towards the end of the week. Update, news update, prophecy watch, whatever you want to call it. Sounding of the trumpet, blowing of the horn. But yeah, as you can see, we are 2026 is what we are ramping up, baby. It's scary, but it's also exciting, right? There will be no justification for miracles if the Lord doesn't allow this devil to do what he was created to do. All right. So with that being said, I truly pray that you are edified. Repent, and I pray mercy upon you and your household. All right, your daily goings and comings. I pray that the Lord keeps you, that the Lord covers you, and that He guides you in a way that you can avoid avoid the unnecessary trouble. All right. So with that being said, shalom.